Hi, I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're getting closer to 2024, which, that's the Christian calendar. So if you're not a Christian and you don't agree with that, I don't agree with it either, but, it is what it is. It's big, America's the dominant country. Maybe once China becomes dominant, then we can switch to the Chinese calendar and we can have a different year. And since China's been around for a really long time and has just gone from one dynasty to another, I mean, currently it's the communist dynasty with, what's his name? Xi Jinping? I can't remember how to say his name correctly. I'm sorry. Mr. President of, Mr. Dictator of China. I apologize. You're not a president because presidents are elected, and you by hook and by crook, you made your way to the top, and you are keeping your position at the top. And hey, when everybody's terrified of you, it makes a lot of sense. You're very clever. I give you credit for that. You're very smart, very clever, and very ruthless too. And I certainly wouldn't want to play a game of chess with you because you'd just probably destroy me in about 5 moves. Anyways, before I start going off and getting myself killed by the Chinese Secret Service or whatever, I better move on to the topic of of this video for today. Anyways, this is the Iris 12 12025 LED white LED single color LED fan, and it's in the Iris 12 series, 12 for 120 millimeter or 12 centimeter, and there are 4 choices of colors: blue, green, red, and white. And Raijintek is not terribly famous. I don't really hear much about them. I don't see people saying, "Oh, buy Raijintek, buy Raijintek." It's just not one of those brands that gets a lot of attention. And we're going to find out whether it deserves any attention or not. But, take a look at this. It's got some interesting fan blades. The shaping of the fan blades and including the ends of the fan blades it's interesting, quite interesting, I think. And it does have corner cushions, at least partial corner cushions along the border between the hole and the fan proper. And but yeah, can you see those interesting notches in the ends? And the shaping is just very, very interesting. I don't think it's very effective necessarily, but we will find that out. It is. Hold on a second. I think. Yeah, there it is. All right. So we're going to plug this in, and first I'm curious about the. It's not as bad as Molex, but I'm babbling. Sorry, I'm just complaining to myself about plugging the fan in. Ooh. Well, that was weird. That was weird. First it spiked really high, and then it dropped down, which right now I've got it really low. And there's a little ticking noise from the bearing. This is a really low starting voltage. It says on here 5 volts, so maybe it is 5 volts. Wouldn't surprise me since that's what it is for the Noctua, and they have the same electrical usage. All right, so this is so slow. The only thing you can hear is the bearing going tick, 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 tick. And but I want to, and you have to get it to, what is that, halfway? Yeah, you got to get it up to more than halfway before the lights start coming on. That bearing noise is a little bit irritating if you're right next to it, but you won't hear it when it's in the case. Wait, what the heck? Hold on. Okay, it's at maximum. There's not a lot of pressure to this thing. It's only about that far. So and it is fairly straight. There's a little bit of conification out here, but it's going fairly straight. So that's good. All right, let's slow it down. Can you hear that? Let me know in the comments if you can hear the bearing clicking. I mean, it's a low kind of clicking noise, but it's very fast at the same time. And it gets faster as I increase the speed. So that's the only thing I can hear right now. Ooh, there's a harmonic resonance right there. And again, so two resonance is not as bad as some of the other fans. There was one fan that was like, it was like 5 or 6, I think. So let's see how this compares in terms of noise. I think this is definitely quieter than the Noctua. Pretty sure. Let's find out. With my finger cut from that fan yesterday, I'm having a hard time getting a grip on these. I'm going to have to, I really need to make a frame to hold these because this is just too awkward. Oops. Okay, right now the pitches of the two fans are about the same. Yeah, the Noctua is definitely louder and stronger. I mean, whew, I'm getting cold. And that bearing stops so fast. Wow. That's a poor quality bearing between the ticking noise and how quickly that stopped. I mean, that's one of the, what was that, like 3 seconds? Oops, not the worst, but it's one of the worst that I've seen so far while doing this. Yeah, it shouldn't stop that fast. That means it's not going to last a long time. It's going to produce a lot of heat within the bearing, and that bearing is going to go bad relatively quickly. So I'm not surprised they say only 40,000 hours. I would not be surprised if it was less than 40,000 hours. Not a fan that is made with quality in mind, and well, I guess for a $9 fan, you can do better. Yeah, definitely can do better than this. Especially since some of the power is being lost to the LEDs. And the only way that you can stop that from happening is to cut the power to the LEDs. And there's if you actually look at the back side here, along here, there's a separate set of wires for the LEDs. So you could, in theory, cut those. And I don't know if you need to short them or if you just need to cut them and leave them unused. I think either way, though, it would be better because then you're going to get more power out of the fan. I mean, that's true of any LED fan like this where there's only one cable. So you can see the special or the extra wires. They're often sleeved in something, a different color material, like this one has silver and transparent, or at least it looks like it's silver and transparent. Maybe one wire is copper and the other one is say steel or something like that. I'm not really sure. So this fan, given the specifications stated on the back here, 42.17 CFM, 1.7 millimeters of water, is an acceptable fan to use on a case or on a radiator. I'm sorry, not radiator, heatsink on an air cooler, but I wouldn't put it on a radiator. It's just too weak. It's going to have a hard time pushing any air through it, unless it's a very low density radiator, and then it would possibly be okay. I don't recommend it, however. Aside from that, it just comes with 4 screws and no sleeving, no daisy chaining. So, it's not special. And I feel like I've got other fans in my collection that look similar to, if not the same as this. I mean, not the frame design necessarily, but also the blades. But I could just be thinking of this one because this is one that I recently purchased. I think during Black Friday. Anyways, let's before you look at the data, please like, subscribe, and share. Help me build my channel. These past few days, all these videos that I've been putting out apparently have been helping because I'm up to 39 subscribers right now. And that's fantastic. I really am happy about that. But I need to build it bigger. So if you can please help me out, I'd appreciate it so much because I've invested a lot of money into this, and I really want to be able to make this into a useful, very useful resource for consumers. Okay, let's take a look at the data. Okay, so the Raijintek is Iris 12 series white LED OR 400039, and then there's the tilde, I think that's called. It's the wiggly kind of hyphen, 42, and the other model number for this, which is on the sticker on the hub of the fan, is BDL 1-12025S. And I thought perhaps that might be coming from a different company, but I'm not sure. They may buy their fans from somebody else. A lot of companies actually have other companies make their fans for them. And so the frame is black and translucent white, and the blades are almost transparent. But there is the back side of the blades are smooth and the front side of the blades are mildly textured, and that mild texturing makes it more of a translucent white, although it's only because of the texturing. The plastic itself is not white. The plastic itself is clear. So I'm going to write clear translucent. The $9 fan. Certified by CE and ROHS, made in China, 120 by 25 dimensions, 40,000 hours, white LEDs, 170 grams. Now, I wanted to point out that on the box it says 145 grams. I weighed it, it's 170. 11 blades versus the 9 of the Noctua. Now, keep in mind, the Noctua offers over 150,000 hours of life and a 6-year warranty. There's no warranty on this fan, and judging by the bearings, it's not going to last 40,000 hours probably. Standard mounting hold distance, 800 to 1800 RPMs versus the Noctua's 200 grams, 450 to 2000 RPMs. The airflow is 42.17, which is like a third almost, or a little bit more than a third. No, it's less than half of the 102.1 of the Noctua's cubic feet per minute. The static pressure is better. It's more than 50% at 1.7 millimeters of water versus 2.34 for the Noctua. 26.5 maximum decibels. Although, as you heard, the Noctua is louder, so their claim of 22.6, I don't know, doesn't seem to be realistic. But then again, I've been using that fan for a while now, so maybe it gets louder as it gets older. I'm not really sure about that. 51.5 centimeter long cable with no daisy chaining or sleeving, PWM connector, hydraulic bearing, 12 volts, starting volts are 5, 1.2 watts, which is, and these are, so far, this is exactly the same as the Noctua, and it is the same because same amperage, 0.16. No indication of rotation or flow. It's a clockwise rotating fan. You get 4 screws and the corner cushions, and that's it.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.